What's up, fight fans? Main man, made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Real quick, man. I've been taking in some of the fans' comments. Y'all have been hitting me up like crazy. And I've been hearing what y'all been saying. And I guess the most infamous statement that's kind of going around about this whole new boxing news revelation about Mark Breland possibly being released from the wire about that. Real quick. But this whole, the number one statement that's kind of going around right now is keep getting phone calls all of a sudden. The number one statement going around right now is, man, Deontay Wilder got rid of the only guy that cared about him. That's all I'm seeing y'all say. Y'all are shooting me this comment back to back to back. Man, why did Deontay Wilder get rid of the only guy that seemingly cared for him? First of all, you don't know maybe the real reason that Deontay Wilder got rid of Mark Breland. We do know that Mark Breland stepped out of his scopes of duty. What's up, Miss Boxing? Good morning to you, Queen. We know he stepped out of his scopes of duty and went above and beyond and did something that his job didn't require, and that's toss that towel into the ring. But if you go by Deontay Wilder's quote, Deontay Wilder specifically said in that quote, he did not want to get into conspiracy theories and he didn't want to go but so far. And he also stated that Mark Breland, and I'm paraphrasing here, basically saying that Mark Breland got a lot of stuff with him. There's a lot of things about Mark Breland, you know what I'm saying, that we pretty much, like he was alluding to, that we don't know about. Now, here's my deal. We know that the story came out that possibly Anthony Durrell was the guy that said to end the fight. And some people felt as though that, and even Wilder's feeling as though that Mark Breland was influenced by Anthony Durrell. Now came out and the record has been corrected. Salute to Fred of Barbershop Conversations. I caught his show last night. Awesome show. And he also spoke with Andre Durrell. And it was Andre Durrell that came out and said, no, it wasn't Anthony, it was me. You know what I mean? And he basically fessed up to the whole thing that, yeah, I did do it. Yes, I got up out my seat. Yes, I was standing right behind the corner. And yes, I was yelling what they were saying that he was yelling. And he said that if they heard me and if they took my advice, then good. I'd have no problem with doing it. Salute to Fred for breaking that, man. So it's all true. Now, taking mine, Andre and Anthony Durrell both come out of the KRONK gym. So to Deontay Wilder, he's like, yo, man, if this is true or what was being said is true, why are you being influenced from people that are associated with the guy that I'm fighting? You know what I'm saying? Well, when you put that information with the fact that Tyrell Biggs, Pernell Whitaker, right? Frank Tate, Stevie McElroy, and Mark Breland, all part of one in the 1984 Olympics, all gold medalists, and most importantly, all trained in the KRONK gym. You know what I'm saying? So Wilder's probably playing this all around in his head. I got an assistant trainer, right, that tossed in the towel after being influenced, allegedly, by a KRONK fighter. And then you take a deeper look and you know that Mark Breland went to the Olympics dealing with the KRONK gym. We don't know what associations possibly that Mark Breland still has with this KRONK gym. So put yourself in Wilder's shoes. And you see this going on around you. And you're like, bro, why you stop the fight, man? Then you go into your people and they say, man, he stopped the fight because he heard this dude Durrell behind here yelling, save our champ, save our champ. And he like, huh, Durrell? Durrell fights out of KRONK. What are you talking about? Oh, I forgot. Mark Breland once trained out of KRONK as well. Is there something going on here that I don't know about? That's the position that Deontay Wilder is in. And that's why I salute the decision by Deontay Wilder to say, hey, let me take a trip to Africa, go on vacation, and let me think about this. Everyone is running around and saying that Breland is fired. Breland is not fired yet. Breland is under consideration to be fired. I think the real decision comes when Deontay Wilder comes back. But that's the decision, that's the position that he's in. Now, salute to Mark Breland, Olympic gold medalist, man. You know what I mean? Represented the country well. But there is something, there is a cause for pause. You know what I'm saying? You say Wilder is overreaching as usual. But, bro, if you got a guy in your corner that fought for the other side at one point in time, and then you got somebody in the crowd saying stop the fight from the other side. Mark Breland is saying, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear nothing. But then everybody in that old area said, we all heard it. But Breland is the only one that didn't hear it. It's a cause for pause. It's a cause for suspicion. It's a cause for a time of processing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where Wilder is right now. I think he's hurt by the decision that Breland chose to go the route that he went, knowing what his position is. But most importantly, at this present moment, he is confused because, you did something way out of character, A, and B, to know that you did this in the exact fight where you have an association across at the other corner. Out of all fights, he didn't throw it in the first Luis Ortiz fight. Out of all fights, when Wilder was damn near gone in that fight, no one threw a towel in. But then we get to this fight, where the KRONK gym people are on the other side, your former people, the nephew of the man that helped you get through the Olympics. And then all of a sudden the towel comes thrown in. And that's where Wilder's mindset is at right now. This is what Wilder means when he says, I don't want to go down the conspiracy theory line. I don't want to go down that road. And I don't want to put negative thoughts in my head. And I don't want to think about certain things. All of this stuff got to be playing out. I know if it was me, you feel me? If it was me, I'd be like, bro. Wilder clearly said in his quote, I was still there. I was more hurt in the Luis Ortiz fight. I think the reason he said that is because, bro, why didn't you throw the towel in? Why didn't someone throw it in? Why would we wait to a fight when I'm in a fight with your folks, with the people you used to rock with? Now, all of a sudden, the towel comes out of nowhere. You feel me, though? I'm just saying, put yourself in Wilder's shoes, fight fam. That's all I'm saying. Last of a dying breed. What's up, family? He won't bleeding or wobble leg in the Ortiz fight. He better praise Breland. He saved his life. That nigga got beat up, period. Man, and everyone I think is going way too far with this whole Wilder would have gotten killed narrative. Wilder would have died in the ring narrative. I know we just came off last year, Maxim Dada, rest in peace, along with the other boxers that we lost last year. I get it, how everyone's feeling about this situation. I get it. But this is boxing. We cannot forget what this is about. There are knockouts in boxing. There are fighters that are going to get hurt in boxing. It comes with the sport. Wilder has decided to take a job to provide for his family that's very, very dangerous. It's the same thing as if you got a guy when you're walking in your downtown area and you look up at a skyscraper and you see those window cleaning people sitting on the side. Yeah, they're in danger too. That rope can pop or anything. They can die on the job. But they are there to provide for their family. We're not thinking about I'm going to work to die. We're thinking about I'm going to work to win and to provide for my family. Y'all need to understand that Deontay Wilder operates on another level. He operates on another plane where he has firm belief in what he has. You don't want no one taking him out of that lane. Mark Breland throwing that towel in made Wilder believe that maybe I'm not as who I think I am. It would have doubts in it. Maybe this right hand ain't what it is. I mean, the man threw the towel in on me. Now it takes Wilder to another place. If he would have went out on his shield, he still would have got up with that warrior mentality. Like he had to bring hell to put me down. He had to bring hell to put me down. I wasn't going away easy. That's how Wilder was thinking. But now you toss that towel in, and now it's like, damn, you just deflated me. You know what I mean? This is why Wilder says it hurts. This is how warriors think. Every boxer that steps into the ring, whether it's with a bum or a elite fighter, they always risking their life. Any punch could take a fighter out and do serious damage. But they knew this when they decided to put themselves through the rigorous training the days away from their family. They knew this, what they were signing up for. There's always a risk, and we always looking for ways to make boxing safer. We are. But we cannot turn boxing into pussyfoot, and we can't turn boxing into this thing where we're so scared of knockouts and we're so scared to let a fighter hit the ground. We're so scared now. And that we can't do that. Bomb Squad is not a fighter that operates in that mind frame. He operates in the mind frame that I truly am the baddest man on the planet. I truly believe that no one can stand up to this right hand. Do not start to make him believe otherwise. It's not about his, just because Wilder, if Wilder would have got knocked out in that fight, it's not saying that he would have died, fight fans. Drop that narrative, man. Fighters get knocked out all the time. This comes with the sport. Football players score touchdowns. NBA players hit three-pointers. Boxers knock out their opponent. Mark Breland's connection to the KRONK gym has to be the thing that makes Wilder go, what the hell? It has to be. If I look back and I see that, yo, bro, like what you did to in this particular fight, out of all fights, you could, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You do it in this fight. It don't look right. It don't, when Wilder takes a deeper look, it makes him go, huh? Bro, you've never acted out of character like this. Bro, you've never thought about doing no shit like this. Now all of a sudden you do it. Against my wishes, against Diaz's wishes. Yeah, I'm being held hostage, man. I do look like I'm on one of them little channels, though, like the little turds do, whatever, man. You know what I mean? But that was funny, bro. But real spill, man. Real spill. Alicardier, I heard Wilder had a leg injury and he couldn't run during camp. Possibly. But those type of things, I don't like to really kind of bring up. That's why I'm not really talking about this costume jazz, whatever. Those are just excuses. And at this point, when you set yourself up to walk towards that ring, all excuses die the second you walk towards that ring. You know what I mean? All fighters got something wrong with them one way or another. You know, I heard Tyson Fury say prior to the fight that, oh, I hurt this ankle, I hurt the other ankle. You know, I hurt both ankles in training camp. It happens. You know what I mean? If the injury is so bad that you don't think you can perform, you may just have to pull out due to injury. But if that is not that case, then we're not gonna really speak much on it. You know what I'm saying? There was a reason he came in more heavier than usual. Yeah, I mean, I think that was all part of his supposed strategy and game plan. You know, I even see some people out here when it comes to game plan, they're saying, you know, and I'm not going nearly this far, get rid of Mark Breland because he ain't taught Wilder nothing anyway. Wilder's been the same old fighter, fight after fight after fight, so get rid of him anyway. That's how some people are actually talking. I'm not going that far. Truth be told, I don't even know 100% if I want Breland to go. I just know that if Breland goes, that you won't see me crying about it. You know what I mean? That's all I do know. Muhammad Hamatola in the building. Ronnie Shields said that Wilder needs to clean up his corner. Too many decision makers according to him. Part of that, you know what I'm saying? And I listened to Ronnie Shields, and let's just say I don't think Ronnie Shields would be a good addition to Deontay Wilder, but he was making some sense, especially when he was talking about when hitting the heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? The whole hitting the heavy bag thing. I mean, not hitting the body bag, and Wilder's throwing straight right hands on the body bag. I think he needs to throw real body shots. Those are some of the things that he noticed that Wilder should work on. So, Ronnie Shields, I get where he was coming from, but at the end of the day, man, you know, whatever Wilder needs to do, that's something that Wilder needs to think about, man. This got to be a real hurtful situation for him. To know that the person that you've trusted and been working with for so long, who's always considered to have your back, and even in this situation, a lot of people are saying, well, he had Wilder's health at heart. When I'm listening to Wilder talk, and I hear what the fans are saying, and hey, I'm not saying y'all wrong. If it's health is wealth, right? But what I'm saying is Wilder's looking at this through a different lens. And Wilder's looking at this from the lens of, bro, why this fight? Why now? Why after he say stop the fight? And it's suspicious. That's all I'm saying. Can y'all hear me on that? Can y'all hear me on that, fam? Media Software, what's up, fam? What's going on? Let me catch some of y'all comments, man. Shields is a hater, says DGO. Shields is a hater, questioning his mindset. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shields did seem like he was throwing a lot of salt in that interview too, bro. Ali Cartier did Wilder throw one body shot. He threw a couple jabs to the body, maybe a few straight right hits, but to no success, like to no avail. You know what I'm saying? Just didn't get the proper spacing, didn't have the proper balancing, didn't release off that back foot properly. Those punches pretty much had no effect on Tyson Fury, but he attempted. You know what I'm saying? He attempted. Pito Fresh Kebab, what's up, famo? Aside from the towel being thrown in, I thought it was a very bad stoppage by Bayless. Even though Wilder was getting whooped on, he was still trying to throw. Exactly. That's my whole point. I told you, right before Bayless jumped in, Wilder actually threw a punch. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole point. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only point I wanted to make to y'all fight fans. I just feel as though that there's a lot of suspicion going on, given that Mark Breland's association with KRONK in the past, given the fact that a KRONK fighter is the one that seemingly or allegedly or possibly influenced Breland into making this decision. Wilder's not looking at it from a you protected my health standpoint, which I'm sure is somewhere up in his mind. I think what's at the front of his mind is why this fight when I'm fighting your ex-homies. And I think that just looks suspicious. Do I hope that Mark Breland come back? Like I said, I don't fall on either side. I'm cool with either decision that Deontay Wilder makes. But if he decides to give Breland the axe, then we moving forward and we're going to discuss his replacement. If it decides to keep Breland, cool. I just hope that they go forward without no more suspicion and no problems in the corner going into such a big fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to leave it there. I got to get up out of here, fight fans. I'm getting calls galore and I'm ignoring them. All for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love to y'all, man. Don't forget, we talking boxing going down tomorrow. I got a lot of great topics to talk about y'all with, man. Eventually, we're going to move on from this Wilder story, man. But, you know, such a big monumental loss like this, man, it's hard to talk about anything else. But we got Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas coming up this weekend. We got to break it down. Much love to y'all. Have a good day out there. Stay stressed and sucker free. And remember, the devil is everywhere, omnipresent, everywhere at the same time. And he coming for you, man. Just take your shoulder and give him one of them big ass, boom, Tyson Fury bumps and say, get the fuck out my way. Much love to y'all, man. Have a great day.